Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Saturday for the upcoming weekend. Temperatures yesterday made it up in the upper 70s. Today, about 10 degrees warmer in the upper 80s, and I think we'll have that same temperature trend for Sunday and Monday. Would not be surprised if some spots did reach 90, especially for tomorrow and or Monday, just because of a little bit warmer start than what we're enjoying early this morning. With plenty of sun for the majority of the day, we are back in the very high UV index at 9. Now, I did get a question yesterday on when is it going to be a 9. Well, it's generally all day, but obviously the peak time frame that the UV index is going to be highest is from late morning to mid-afternoon. So from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is when that peak UV index is. So if you're out at that time, that's when you want to take the highest precaution on making sure that you're staying safe. But lots of sunshine all day long with a few clouds starting to develop as we get closer to about 2, 3 o'clock. And then the question is, when will storm activity develop? This model has it closer to about 5, 6 o'clock and then continuing into the early evening hours where some rain could be heavy at times. Most activity should be out of the area as we get close to midnight. This model has it just a little bit earlier, but still very isolated and still a lot of areas remaining dry. So it's going to be one of those cases where consider yourself lucky if you get rain. And then we'll continue with the sunshine for tomorrow and into most of Monday with just a few passing clouds before the clouds increase. And we increase our weather pattern of on and off showers and thunderstorms beginning late Monday night. So severe weather risk. Today, there's a marginal risk for a hail and wind threat for much of the area. And then we have that marginal risk in north central Kansas Monday, mainly after midnight and early Tuesday morning. And we've been talking about that Tuesday severe weather risk. While there is still some uncertainty on timing of a frontal boundary and how showers and thunderstorms may impact the atmosphere for morning activity and increasing that chance for severe weather late in the day, the Storm Prediction Center has shifted this. So instead of all of eastern Kansas in a risk, now it's really just areas in our southeastern communities. But of course, this is still subject to change. So keep checking back in daily for updates. And of course, as always, making sure that you're prepared for anything with any severe weather that we'll have for the season. So making sure that you have your weather radio, maybe an app on your phone, certainly our app. This is not an app, by the way. Weather Call is not an app. It's a service that it will call you on whether you have a landline or your cell phone, on whether or not you're in the warning. If you're not in the polygon, your weather radio will still go off if it's in the county, but if you're not in the polygon, you're not going to get a phone call from Weather Call. So that's a great tool to have as backup as far as if you actually do need to take shelter or not. But we are going to be dealing with several opportunities for rain for this first half of the month of June. Of course, today is the final day of May, and we will generally have that pop-up shower thunderstorm chance, but then we have that chance beginning in June and for Monday night on and off for almost pretty much every day next week, at least somewhere in northeast Kansas. Doesn't mean it's going to rain everywhere all day, but we're also keeping an eye on the probability of below average temperatures as well. Average high this time of year, low 80s and about 60 for the low. We're going to generally be in the 70s to near 80 for much of next week, especially after Monday. So that trend looks to continue with the unseasonably cool temperatures, and of course, those that have rain will be even cooler, especially for the high temperature. So a little bit of an unusual start to the season of summer as it officially begins tomorrow, meteorological summer. But I don't think it will last. The 3-month outlook is for above average temperatures and below average precipitation. So don't be fooled by this unsettled weather pattern for the first half of June and below average temperatures. That doesn't look to last. I do expect it to generally heat back up with drier conditions at some point in time. Whether it is later on in June or whether it's for July and August, that remains to be seen. But keep checking back in daily for updates. In the meantime, have a great day. Stay safe. Stay weather aware for later on today. Hydrate. I'm more concerned about the heat over the next 3 days than I am about any storm activity later on today. But obviously keep an eye on that storm risk for later today for those areas that do have that risk in the area.